What's up, you all? Dr. Maisha here. You all know who I am. And today I want to talk a little bit about how everything you do is a communication, and communication is everything. And so, y'all know me. I love all things brain behavior and the unconscious mind, and that is, that's my superpower. That's my love. Besides teaching people how to start and grow their businesses. One of the biggest parts of that, of course, is mindset, communication, and mastering the unconscious mind. So before I jump in, hey, if you are here with me live today, go ahead and let me know you're here live. Say hey. And also, if you're hitting the replay, go ahead and type hashtag replay in the comments so that I know that you're listening. Because, of course, you know that I love to see who's getting something out of these little tidbits that I drop. All right. So yeah, say hi if you're here live with me. Hit hashtag replay if you're hitting the replay. So now let's talk about this for a minute. So, by now you've heard me say this over and over and over again, which is that only 7%. Oh, I just realized something. I love it when this happens. All right, y'all. 1.5 minute. This is what happens sometimes, right? 1.5 minute in, I realize I have the wrong earbuds in. Classic. All right. So as I was saying, I don't know if you heard the first part I was saying, we're going to talk about how everything is communication and communication is everything. And that is because y'all know how much I love everything brain behavior and the unconscious mind. So type hi if you're here with me live, hashtag replay if you're listening, if you're hitting the replay. Let's hit it because I don't waste any more time. So by now, many of you know, you've heard, if you follow me, if you listen to me, you know that over and over again, I talk about how only 7% of communication is verbal and how the rest is all nonverbal. That's tonality, that's body language. That's, back in the day, anybody who used to watch America's Next Top Model, even the guys that are listening, I know some of y'all actually did watch America's Next Top Model, but Tyrese would say, smile with your eyes. And it's so funny because people, as we've been going through and oh, you can't connect with people behind masks and you can't see their expressions, but you actually can, because communication is with every part of the body, right? So yeah, smile with your eyes. Your eyes give so much communication. I digress. But 7% of communication is verbal. The rest, tonality, facial expressions, body language, it's all nonverbal in nature. So let's take an example. You're walking through the mall, or if you don't like the mall, maybe it's the grocery store, and you're passing another sister, another brother, another kindred spirit, and you catch eye contact. And maybe you do that little nod, the one, that little head nod, or that half smile as you walk by. Communication, right? That's communication. Or maybe you're in the elevator and someone steps in and maybe you move away from that person a little bit, and maybe you give them a little side eye. Guess what? Communication. Or maybe you're on the phone with someone and they ask you a question and it's a very important question, and then you go silent. That's communication. So you get the picture, right? Like everything is communication. So my girlfriend, Sarita, who is known as the whole therapist. Shout out to Sarita. We're actually starting a new podcast. Yes, I know I already have a podcast, but soon coming, Conscious Unconscious Conversations, we are starting this podcast. And we were recording the other day, this one session, and this topic came up around communication. And as we were sort of musing through different ideations, she asked me, well, what is communication anyway? And this is what I told her. Communication is any energy exchange between people. That's any energy exchange. You cannot not communicate, all right? You cannot not communicate. If you walk into a room, the mere way that you strut or drag or sway is communication. There's this saying, it's not what you say, by how you say it. How many have heard of that? If you've heard of that, type I know that saying in the comments, right? It's not what you say, but how you say it. And the how you say it includes your tone, your body movements, the positioning of your body, your facial expression, pregnant pauses, interruptions, silences, and a host of other gestures that we don't have all of the time to talk about, right? But it's all communication. That's part of the how you say it. Why is this important? Because if you are aware that you are always communicating, then you can control the message that you're giving. You can control the narrative, right? You can control that aspect of it, right? You can be intentional about the communication that you're giving, and you can use it to make the biggest impact and the kind of impact that you actually want to make, as opposed to making an impact just by accident. And that's like the benefit of that, getting behind the driver's seat in our communication and being 100% responsible, that I've been talking about all this time, right? So you can see by now that I'm building on these principles, right? So even from earlier this week, the meaning of the communication is the response that you get. Well, if you realize that no matter what's happening, you're communicating. Even if I were just to sit back like this, that's the communication. If I lean forward, whatever it is, it's a communication. I talk with my hands a lot, right? That's communication. So getting behind the driver wheel allows you to control the narrative, allows you to control the message that you bring and control the impact. Because the more you control the message, the more you control the impact. I know I've said this a million times. We want to be at the source of our communication. And when we learn these principles of language and the unconscious mind, it actually gives us more power, more confidence, more clarity, and actually more range of expression. People talk about all the time being authentic in their expression and connecting to their full expression. That only happens when you understand the nature of expression, when you understand the nature of communication. So when you understand the nature of expression and that everything you do is a communication, then you can then begin to find your own voice, because that's part of it too, right? Some people tend to be more visual communicators, like animated like me. Some people have a particular tone of voice. Some people are have a lot of vocal variety. But when you could begin to find your own voice, when you understand the nature of communication, that everything you do is a communication, that you can find your superpower inside of communication. Does that make sense? You can find your superpower inside of communication, find your authentic voice, and then you can impact your relationship, your patients, your clients, the people around you, your friends in your life. You can impact them in a real, tangible way. Type "makes sense" in the comments if this makes sense. If you're following me, if it makes sense, type "makes sense." All right. So here's your homework, because y'all know I love to give me some homework. Over the next few days, as you have been doing, observe your communication. Observe others' communication. You can observe it on TV. You can observe it in real time. Observe it in your spouse and your children. Watch the nonverbal movements. Listen between the words. Play inside of the silences. Look at what's not being said. All right? Just observe. Just observe. There's nothing to do. Don't make assumptions. Don't make up stuff. Just observe and let me know if you're taking this on or not. Type in the comments if you say, "I'm going to do it. I'm taking it on." Type yes in the comments if you're taking it on, right? If you're taking it on, then I want you to let me know how it goes for you. What are you seeing? What are you observing? Right? This is the essence of how we master communication in neurolinguistic programming in NLP, right? So I really want to hear your thoughts. So who's going to take it on? Who's going to take it on? Type in the comments if you're taking it on. Um, and this is why I do this, because being able to be at the source of your communication. Now, I'm talking internal communication and external communication. Now, we've been talking a lot about external communication, but believe me, as we are going through this, it not only applies to external communication, but it applies to the internal communication as well, right? And as we move deeper, into these lives, into these tidbits that I drop you, we're going to start to go into things like internal conversations and belief change, because I know that is a thing. There are external conversations that we have that stop us, but there are internal conversations also that we have that actually stop us from getting from where we are to where we want to be. Am I right? Type yes if you know this is true. So it's important to understand that it's all communication. If you're in business for yourself and you want to sell your product or your service, it's communication. If you are in a relationship and you're having some issues, feeling heard or feeling misunderstood, it's communication. If you're in a job and you want a promotion, or if you're in a job and you are wanting your boss to understand something that you're trying to say to them, it's communication. If you're having trouble in interaction with your children, maybe they're not hearing what you're saying. Maybe you're having to repeat yourself a gazillion times. Well, that's parenthood, but it's also communication, right? So everything is communication. And when you understand, look, I'm gonna even go, if you have this dream that you want to go after, but then your mind is telling you, oh, I'm not good enough, or I don't know enough yet, or I'm not as big as some XYZ person out there. Guess what? That's communication. That's just internal communication. So that's why I say it's so important to understand the nature of communication, not only communication that you're giving outwardly, but the words that come out of your mouth are actually giving you commands. So when you say things like, I can't afford, or I can't, or I can't get what I want, or whatever, you are externally verbalizing something, but giving yourself an internal command. That's why it's so important to go deeper into understanding the nature of communication. And that's why I do what I do, because I love this stuff. Can't you tell? If you can tell, I'm passionate about it. Type yes, you're passionate about it in the comments. Yes, yes, yes. So look, this is what I wanted to bring today. Everything is communication. And we're going to continue to deepen this stuff as we go along. No, I know normally you guys are used to seeing me on Thursdays, but I pulled it to a Wednesday today because guess what? I've got some stuff I got to do tomorrow. So I may do some spontaneous posting lives tomorrow, but today I wanted to bring this because I think it's so important. And so, type in the comments that you're taking on the homework. Let me know all of this makes sense to you. And I want to know how it's going. I see the comments here. Let me just take a look. I can't respond in text, but I can. Yes. Yeah, you can tell I'm passionate about it. So if you want to go deeper and begin to really learn more about the inner workings of the unconscious mind, of conscious and unconscious communication, you can register for my free course. And that is on my website, drmaisha.com. It's called Remap Your Mind for Success. You can just go directly to the website, drmaisha.com, and register from the home page. If you want, I'll also drop the link in there in the comments for you as well. And if you are not already a member of the amazing group, Mastering Conscious and Unconscious Communication with NLP, you might want to join it. I'll put the link in the group as well. And some of you who are listening are already a part of the group. Yay! But we are having some amazing conversations in that group and deepening some of the things that I talk about right here in these lives. So if you're not a part of the group and you want to be a part of the group, you're really interested in learning more about the nature of belief change, the nature of communication, then join this group, Mastering Conscious, Unconscious Conversations. And it's free, of course, to join. And then finally, if you feel like you really want to go deeper and do some deep work one-on-one, help eliminating those limiting beliefs, getting rid of painful past emotions, getting rid of self-sabotage, you can always schedule a free mind remapping power call with me, drmaisha.com/meet me. That's right there in the right here in the video, but it's not clickable, so you got to put it in the URL. All right, so take on the homework. I want to hear it. I want to hear about it. You tell me what you're noticing as you notice the conversations, as you notice the nonverbal nature of conversations, and without making assumptions, just kind of look, what is it that you're seeing? And here's a way to I'm just going to give you a little last tip here. If you're noticing that you're talking to someone and you notice a shift in their behavior. So say maybe you're in it with someone, you're in communication and you guys are connected I talked a little bit about this with rapport, right? You're in communication with some, you guys are vibing, things are going well, and then you say something and then you notice a nonverbal shift or a tonal shift in the communication. All there is to do is ask, hey, what happened there? Man, I saw you lean back. Oh, I saw you cross your arms. Oh, your face did something. Is everything okay? All you have to do is ask. And people will be very surprised that you noticed that little thing, right? People will be surprised that you noticed it. And they'll be surprised that they're feeling heard even though they didn't say anything. And that actually makes a big difference in people. And then they'll tell you what's going on and what they were thinking about, and then you can continue with the communication. So try that as well between now and the next time I come on live. All right, take it on. Say taking it on if I'm going to take it on. Type that in the comments. All right, y'all have a great rest of the Wednesday hump day. And I will see you on the next live. Y'all stay safe out there. Wear your mask, wash your hands. I don't have to tell y'all, you know what to do. But much love to you all and looking forward to the next live. And of course, like I said, join the group, schedule a call if you want to schedule a call. And if you want the free course, then just go to drmaisha.com. All right, see you guys on the next one. Peace out.